Alright guys, today on Piss Drinker, it's gonna be a little different. Today I'm gonna play some video games and talk in stupid voices while I do it, and you're gonna watch me. Okay? And I'll get like 1,000,000 followers, right? Wrong! Gonna drink the Rising Tide, Gose, and this pretty cool can, just plain silver with this interesting matte label. You can hear the friction on that matte. And I've had this a couple times before. It's pretty traditional Gose. I remember it says brewed with coriander and seawater, local Portland seawater because they're from Portland, Maine. And it's 3.6% alcohol. And it was brewed on November 19th, so almost a month ago. Definitely fresh enough for a Gose. I remember this one not being super duper sour, more actually like a Ritterguts or traditional German Gose, but with there being enough complexity from the seawater and fruity coriander to make you happy. I'm using a nice big glass for this kind of beer. Very pale, not ridiculously hazy. A lot of carbonation. A lot of activity happening in there. And it has that classic Gose wheat beer color that's just a little bit almost coppery. It's not ridiculously pale like a Pilsner or I should say a North German Pilsner, nor is it really pale like a New England IPA. The head is, well, now it's quite a bit hazier. There's some sediment on the bottom that got mixed in. No chunks though. And the head is pretty nice. Very white and a little bit creamy. Some bubbles in there. It's staying around pretty well for a sour ale, but this one's not too sour. It has a nice briny, coriandery smell. And definitely lemony. Almost reminds me of oysters and lemon that you'd have with the oysters. And also the bed of salt that your oysters might be served on. It just has all those flavors going on. And it smells very refreshing. I don't drink too many Goses at this time of year, I guess. Especially because there were so many out this year. Many were very good. I guess kind of got tired of it, but now I saw this, I was like, yeah, it's time. But it's this very bright, briny, minerally in the way that, yeah, oysters, oyster shells, rocks on the seashore. Nothing too kelpy or fishy or anything like that, though. It's not sending you running. It just smells a little bit like briny lemonade. Yeah, it's not super sour, but it's got enough tang and tanginess in there. It really wakens your taste buds and everything. And it's got not a tiny mouthfeel. The wheat and all the carbonation gives it some feel, but then it's also grainy on the tongue. So it's not super soft like a Belgian wit beer. And the minerally saltiness probably helps to accentuate the grainy and prickly feel to it. It's a gulping beer. And I just want to go back for more of this. It's great. I think a German could come over. A German who actually drinks Gose in Leipzig in these days could come over to Portland and get this and be very happy and surprised that this is happening in America, because there's a lot of American Goses that are way too coriandery and not sour, or many of them are just like real sour. And I don't know, after a while get a little boring, unappetizing. Like the Anderson Valley Gose is a great salty sour one, but maybe it's just a tad too salty and a tad too sour. Though not ridiculously over the top in either way, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't retain the freshness and gulpability like this does. Probably because this is fresher than you usually get the Anderson Valleys. It seems pretty consistent. I had a couple times over the summer, and I just looked at my tasting notes from when I first tried it last February at the brewery, and it's really similar. It has this rocky minerality, and the salt does slowly build up. I got it in my mouth. In the corners, you can really taste it, but it's not too much, and it just makes you keep going back for more. Very pleasant. Enough carbonation to make you burp after a few gulps. What was really nice, I guess, is that soft mouthfeel combined with, it's not quite chalky, but I guess the easiest way to say it is like a prickly, minerally, salty, highly carbonated quality. And like this is a really interesting salty, minerally taste that is very oyster-like. Like you just had an oyster. Even though there's no oysters in this, but they do use actual seawater. I wouldn't call it quite funk, maybe, but something that's pretty complex. And it's probably also the coriander mingling in there too. Coriander gives it a little bit of it ups the citrusy quality. Makes it almost grapefruity, orangey a bit. And that's why coriander works so well in these beers, where I guess they do dry hop Goses and wit beers, but the coriander actually fills in, I think, for a lot of the hop fruitiness and herbal qualities. Like it has a little bit of an Earl Grey tea thing going on to it. Because actually, when you ferment a beer with coriander, a lot of these same fruity compounds are created as when you brew a beer with citra hops. And I love both those things. That explains, at least to me, why I enjoy coriander in a beer much more than just about any other spice. It's the only one where I'm pretty happy with strong coriander coming out, because it's so much like a hop experience, fruity tea-like experience with coriander. That's very nice. Nothing, I think it's trying to explode your taste buds, but it's still just nailing the style on the head, nailing the, oh, I think the cat's about to drink out of the toilet over here. Maybe not. I haven't seen him do that before. But just doing the style so well, and maybe that's use of seawater makes it especially unique and add a little bit more to it than if it were just some salt. So I'm gonna give, I don't know, I'd give this one an 8, maybe 7.75, but there's absolutely no flaws. They're not going to try to blow your mind with this. We're just making exactly what I wanted right now. So I'm gonna give it an 8.